What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to get clients on demand. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the whiteboard and I'm going to write out basically the full blueprint that my agency uses to get clients in the door like consistently. A lot of people, like, their biggest struggle is getting leads in the door and then finding those clients and actually signing them up. But I'm about to show you this process. This is something that I pay for. I mean, I don't pay for, but people pay me to learn. So please pay attention. Please subscribe to the channel. But if you're new to who it is that I am, my name is Elliot Drake. I'm an online entrepreneur. I run 2 different companies right now. I'm a partner of Mission to Market, which is a large agency, and then as well as landclients.com, which is my education business where we help people start and grow profitable online businesses, as well as we help existing experts turn that into scalable knowledge by putting it into an online digital program. But anyways, we're in the office right now. Before I get in here, it's our new office. This is one of our rooms. It's been crazy, honestly. It's been a crazy time. There is my girlfriend Caitlin. She's playing Sims. All right, I think we're good here. All right, so I'm going to go over the full process of like how we go from leads to sale to fulfillment. All right, so basically, like with your agency and with your business, there's really only 4 components, right? 4 systems with different things within them to be successful, right? The goal of being an entrepreneur and running a business is to be able to build a system that other people can fulfill on to get yourself out of the business, so you're working on it, not in it. And the way you're working on it is, how are we growing? How are we making systems better for the client delivery? How are we getting more business in? How are we doing all of those things? Less about how much more can I work in it? How much more am I doing the client fulfillment and all that? Obviously, when you're starting, because I know a lot of you guys are just starting out, have to do that, right? But it's important to have the end in mind. And the end in mind is not to be having 1 million clients, you doing all the work, and never being able to walk away from your business, right? Like, most of you, if you have 7 clients and you're doing all the work, like, you can't, take a weekend off and, not talk to anybody. You know what I mean? You can't do that. So part of entrepreneurship is to build these systems to where, like the agency side, now I can walk away and I have people there that money is still coming in, right? So now I'm able to work on more of land clients in a different sector of the business, which has freed up my time, right? Starting to build those different assets. So anyways, long story short, I don't mean to ramble, but these are the 4 things you focus on, right? These different systems. And what I'm going to go over today is the lead generation and the whole, like, how do we go from the lead to what is the whole process there, okay? So the first thing that's most important is our lead generation. Sorry, this is brand new. Lead gen system. I'm switching to red. I'm sorry, guys. It's our lead gen system, right? So how are we getting consistent leads in the door, right? That's not like people coming in and closing. Can you see that? Yeah, you kind of can. How are we getting these different, like, consistent deal flow coming in of these qualified people? How are we doing that, right? The second thing that you have to focus on is, like, how are we converting these leads, like converting lead system, right? So it's one thing to get leads, but it's another thing to, like, actually turn them into money, into revenue, into the business, right? So you have to have a system to do that, which an example of that could be, a proven sales script, or something that, you set in stone that, out of these 10 meetings, if they're qualified, we're going to get about 20% of them to close on this specific offer, right? That kind of system. And the next thing with the agency is your service delivery, right? So how are we getting people, how are we delivering service delivery, right? How are we delivering the service to them in a repeatable system, right? So a system of that would, start off by you doing it and then slowly being able to train someone up to where they're able to manage it. And so when they get sent leads, they know exactly what to do. You have a system and a process to where they know how to handle it, right? And so then they're able to do that fulfillment. And that runs like a system. And then the fourth one is kind of just like not really the sexy one, is that's just like your economic system, which is kind of like, it's like your finance, like what are your KPIs? How's the business doing? Like, are you actually growing? Your accounting, like, are you keeping track of your books? Or, those types of things are there, right? Really, if you look at your agency business, simplify it, because I like to make things simple. This is what I teach all my students is keep it simple, right? Like, okay, what is my lead generation system, which we're going to talk about this one, and this one today. We're going to talk about all three, what our process is for that, right? What do we do here that we're getting leads in consistently? How can we build a system once we figure that out to train other people, which is what we've done. We have sales guys that we've trained with this system. We even built our software for LinkedIn because we were doing so well with it. How are we converting these leads, right? We trained up our sales guys to where they know and they're experienced to where they can close them on the phone easily, right? So we have people that are both here, and here. And what's our service delivery, right? We have world-class talent now that will handle the service delivery, right? So we've automated and got ourselves out. So, but the way that we've done each of these things is by doing it ourselves and figuring out how to make it work. And once we figure out each of those systems, we build we have like a whole internal training stuff. Like we have training guides, operation guides. If you look at the back end of our YouTube channel with lots of unlisted videos because it's free to where, people know exactly what to do, which is the most important thing. In the economic system, that's like having your accountant or someone that can do the bookkeeping. There's a process for doing that. At like every month, our accountant will go through, do all that. They will handle our bookkeeper, handle the payroll. All that's automated, right? That's that, but we're not going to talk about that now. So as long as you guys understand this is really important. That's what we're going to talk about. We're talking about 1, 2, and 3 here today, okay? So I'm just going to show you what our process is. And I'm just going to talk about, there's other ways that we have leads come in. But the majority of our business, we set every single week, between on the low end, 35, on the high end, 55, which is pretty intense. Just meetings, right? With prospects that we're just talking to all day long. We're talking to people all day long and then closing the deals, right? Every single lead you're not going to win. But this is the overall process that we go through, right? So this is how you get them on demand. The reason I titled this on demand is because of you have to build a system. This is a system for how you get people in there, right? And then it's and this also how you process it. So we have our organic, right? So this is organic outreach. So this is our LinkedIn, right? So we automate LinkedIn and connect with the right prospects, and then we get them on the phone. And so normally what we do, if you haven't watched my other videos on LinkedIn and stuff, check those out. But we automate it with our own software called Connected. It's just KENNCTED.org. It's like a Chrome plugin, and it will automatically connect with people that are business owners that are in the specific niches that we have. And that does it on autopilot, right? And then it'll send the first connection. Once they connect, then it will automatically send them a follow-up message to encourage them to get on the phone. It's like, hey, John, I'm really trying to reach out. I'd love to, do you have a few minutes to get on a phone and chat to see how we can add value to each other, right? And then once a person responds, then our sales guy will go in there and basically set the meeting in the calendar. We'll normally send them a Calendly link. If don't Google Calendly, it'll give a link and allow someone to auto book into your calendar, right? Pretty easy stuff. And a lot of times, sometimes they don't do that. So sometimes you have to manually do that and you set the Google meeting, okay? So, and then this is going to be paid. So I'll briefly talk about this. This is kind of advanced for you guys because I know a lot of you are just starting out. But we'll talk about that. So this is normally how it goes. Is we have our organic outreach, which then starts with number one is LinkedIn. Sorry, it's getting small. LinkedIn, and we sometimes use Facebook Messenger for like organic. We just message people that are a niche, right? We just message them. And then from there, we take them from there to a 15-minute call, right? We do a discovery call. 15-minute call. And what we do on that call, and the objective of that 15-minute call is to ask good questions, to build the relationship. This is where a lot of people really mess up when they're starting out and they don't understand it. Is that sales and closing business and everything in life, but especially business, it's a trust game. So people go in and, first call, they're trying to, sell them super hard right away. Don't get me wrong. I've sold people on, one call before. I actually just did it the other day and have a call recording for $5,000 first call. That doesn't happen very often. But our guys will connect with them, say, hey, I would love to reach out to you, can add value. Then we get on the phone. And normally with these different platforms, you want to set up your LinkedIn and things to where it's very clear what you do. You want to look professional. They're going to know what you do. Because if you're connected with business professionals, they're going to get on and look at your profile, see what you're about and all that stuff, right? It's just, they're going to get on the phone and you just want to ask good questions like, hey, how you doing? Build a relationship, laugh, ask them how their day's going, ask them about their goals, and then, find ways to really add value, and one little trick that I always do, and a lot of you how do I add value? Well, just connecting people. It's just about making them feel internally like they can trust what you say. And so normally how I structure the call is ask a lot of questions, ask them about what they do, their goals, and just have really great chit chat. And then normally after I ask them about their business, allow them to talk. And then our sales guy, if I'm running the call or Devin or Brandon's running the call, they'll be taking notes on all their goals and what they can achieve. And then normally they're going to ask what I do. And then I'll tell them about what I do and things of that nature. And then I'll be like, so how are you currently getting leads, hitting on those different pain points? And one thing that I like to do is tell them who could I connect you with? I have a vast majority of people that, I might be able to connect you with, or who could I send more business to? Those different things. A lot of times, even if I don't, I know I could find that, but that's not even the fact of sending it. It's the mindset of you telling him that is, yeah, I would love to, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. But if you were I would love to, I think I have some leads that I could send for your business, right? Subconsciously in their brain, their guard is going to go up because you're automatically showing interest in wanting to help them. You're not going in and trying to sell right away, right? But you're really selling, but you're selling by building trust, and you're going to sell later, right? And then normally at the end, what happens is, hey, John, I think there's a lot of great stuff here. I think we have a lot of synergy. I think there's some ways that we could really work together. I think that we could really help you automate these different systems, get better leads in the door, grow your following, and stuff. But, we'd like to put our heads together, put together a better strategy and, see, dive in your business a little bit more. Do you have time later in the week or next week for a follow-up call where we can talk further about this, right? And they're normally going to say yes sometimes. No, they normally do say yes. So then from the 15-minute call, the goal is to get them to second call. And then this call is normally a bit longer. So it's a second call. And this is where you prepare a little bit more. And then from the second call is where you want to pitch, right? So we're going to pitch the offer that we think that they need. They're going to say yes, no, maybe, whatever. And then from there is when you do, if they say yes, love it, send over more details, send over a proposal, send over scope of work. So from there, we normally send over an SOW, scope of work. I have a video with the scope of work template. If you go look, it says free contract template on my YouTube channel. Go check that out if you haven't. Send SOW. And then we normally, from here, we collect the money. And then from there, if we're just talking about the whole process, we onboard client, and then from there, fulfill, right? So this is kind of like really a workflow thing for you. It's turned into that. But that's how we get clients on demand. So we have our sales guys, we hired a sales team on commission to automatically reach out, right? And connect with these people. Get either our experienced sales guys on the phone or myself, Devin, or Brandon, right? 15-minute call. We get on there, ask about the goals, build rapport, ask for a second call to present. Second call, we pitch, yes or no. This is more hard sell, like kind of closing, like this is why you need this. This is what we think is best. And then if they say yes or no, you're going to send SOW, send all the stuff over, really like, the actual paperwork. Then from there, we collect money. From there, we onboard for whatever you're offering there, obviously, and then fulfill the work. And then it just recycles, right? That's our overall workflow for that. And then this paid version is like, this was more complicated, but this is how you like run ads to get clients. We do this for a lot of our offers. There's a lot of things that go in, but I'm just going to run through this a little bit quickly. It's the same thing at the end. I'll just talk to you. So it's like paid. So we have a ad that promotes a case study, right? So it promotes like, hey, business owner, here's a free case study to learn how to do blank, blank, and blank, right? And then from the case study, they get sent to a landing page where they opt in. So they give their email to get access to a video. And then what happens here is after that, they watch the value video, which is a case study. So value, it's called VSL. And then at the end of the value video, which is on a landing page, what happens is it gives them an offer like, hey, if you want this done for you, normally it's like 1, 2. At this point in the training, you have one option. You can go at this alone, or 2, you can get the same results and work with us and get this proven process, whatever the offer entails there. But if you want to do this, you just need to click the link down below, book a call, and fill out a survey and get on. But the difference between this is that they're way more qualified once they get on. Because I would watch a value video, they're booking a call, filling out a survey. So from the VSL, they go to book, and it integrates directly in your calendar, book call, and then they fill out a survey to where we know if they're qualified. And then from the survey, we get on a call. Like this is a sales call. And then normally it goes from there to same thing, SOW, sorry, I'm running out of room, and then to money, right? We get paid. And then from the money thing, it's same thing, onboard, fulfill, bam, done, rinse and repeat. So that's basically how we really get clients on demand and the overall workflow for that. I hope you guys got value from this. I would literally, seriously, LinkedIn, like I preach LinkedIn until you, like, honestly, from paid outreach, like from organic outreach, if you do that, I know your time's valuable. So like find some people that you can just teach how to reach out, automate their LinkedIn, teach them how to connect, who to connect with, because you should know who your niche and your business owner is and be reaching out all day. It's really more of a like just a numbers game. Like sales and connecting is really a numbers game, especially when you're starting out. Connect with people. Like you're going to get better on these calls. Like as you do it, you're going to get better, right? Like I found that LinkedIn is so much better than just cold calling and things. Like if you don't know these statistics, like if you out of 100 calls you make, if you get one person interested industry wide, that's actually doing good, right? LinkedIn, we get insane results from that. I'm going to throw up one of our calendar things right here. Boom. I'll let that sit there. You can watch it for a minute. We just do LinkedIn. We have other ways, like we have referrals and stuff because we have a lot of momentum and everything, but literally go to LinkedIn, connect with people, and follow this workflow, and that's going to help you get clients on demand. So let's go over the service delivery. How do we kind of automate that? Because that's a little harder. And the ways we've done it is we built a lot of strategic partnerships. Okay, so like how do we automate the service delivery? I'm going to give you some different ways. So we talked about the first 2 systems, which was lead generation, right? I showed you that whole workflow. I showed you the whole workflow, right? From like LinkedIn, automate your LinkedIn, do lots of outreach, and then I showed you a paid method where you guys can, run an ad to the prospect, video. They opt in, watch a video case study, tell them that they could work. They just have to book a call. They book the call, survey, call, close, bam. That's an automated way with ads. Obviously, you have to, have the experience to know the KPIs and if you're actually being profitable. And then I just showed you the organic way we did by hiring sales guys. And the way we hired sales guys is just by, my personal brand. We, post a lot of stuff, or we just reach out, post a job listing, and then tell them like, hey, I have a process, I'll train you. It's just on commission. That's what we do. We pay them about like 20%, sometimes a little less depending on our service offerings. It really depends which ones that we sell. But if they bring a lead to the table and it gets closed, they get that commission. So that's how we do it there, right? You can, find people that will reach out for you as well. Find friends and family that, hey, just do this process on LinkedIn. This is what you need to do. Reach out, get me on the phone call, automate it, right? And then like client conversion. The client conversion, I didn't really touch on that. Like, record all of your calls. Use Zoom, every call, record it. And then the ones that you win, re-listen to it and study it. And then, for beginners, I don't use a script or anything. Maybe write a script with questions that you want to ask for the 15-minute call, questions you want to, hit on the close, and all that. And then listen to them and see why did I not get this client? Why did they get turned off? And then start to get better and figure that out and make those different things better with the script. I don't recommend just reading for a script because you need to be real and authentic, but a script can definitely help you stay on track with calls and not get nervous and things, different. You have written down questions and all that for everything, okay? So now service delivery side, how we audit. This freaking pen again. Service delivery side. This is the way we've done it. It takes being able to connect and build relationships, but what we've done is built strategic relationships with other freelancers and agencies, right? There's some things that we do on our own internally, obviously, and we've trained other people, but a lot of different stuff that, a lot of our services where you have different freelancers that work with us, but they're not an exact employee. And one thing to note about that, which is it's very hard to find someone super talented because we're focused on we only want amazing talent. It's very hard to keep them there and keep them on a salary or things like that because, why would, them only working with you, it just doesn't work. But we send them so much work. They really do work with us, but we allow them to make more money and do their own things. They have freedom, which someone who has that much skill in the service delivery side, they're never going to want to stay, especially in today's age. So it's important to build a strategic relationship, establish pricing from them. So say that, for a funnel build, they want $2,000 to do that, then, we're going to charge more and then pay them that $2,000, and then whatever we sell after that is our profit in our books, right? And then they manage it. They're all in our teams because they're basically all full-time, but they still have side projects. That makes sense because we send them so much work. So build strategic relationships, find other agencies, find other freelancers on social media, reach out, say, hey, I have some clients, I would love to get on a call, interview them and make sure that they're a good fit. We always give a test project, see how they do. If they do well, then we keep giving more, then grow that relationship there. The next thing to do is, if you know how to do it and you've been doing it, hire someone and train them, right? So what I'm saying here is someone who might not have all the experience in the world, hire them and train them up, build training videos of what you've done. That's one thing. Or if they're close, you can sit down and show them what to do. But we're real big on just or we literally just create screen share videos. Hey, this is what I'm doing. I'll turn on my screen share when I'm just doing anything. And then we don't have a process for. This is how we send invoices. This is how we fill out the SOW. This is, document all those things. And then when you want to hire somebody, they can just watch all those things, right? And I normally I would hire like a 1099, which is like a freelancer. Like 1099 is not like a technical employee. They're a freelance contractor for your business. So like when you pay them, you're not responsible for their tax deductions. You just send them a 1099 at the end of the year, which basically you report to the government that this is how much we paid the person, and then they're responsible for paying their own taxes. So that's another side note. And just train them and have them do it in a great way to start them out. Instead of like, hey, work hourly, I would just be like, hey, per this project, I'll work with you. And then as you get better, I will like give you more of a percentage of each project you come on, after it's done, if you do a good job, until you can finally do it on your own. So those are basically the main ones that I would say to find that. You can also find some different like offers and white label partners that would also work. Thank you guys. I hope you really got value. Small little plug. We have an exclusive community called Land Clients Accelerator, which is an in-depth program that teaches people how to grow and scale their online business. You get all these workflows, you get more of like the in-depth and everything there. And we have like 3 coaches in there that work with you directly one-on-one, Facebook group. We go live and answer all your questions for as long as basically it takes when people have questions every Monday and every Thursday. It's really awesome. Love the community, love what I'm doing there. So if you guys have ever interested in that, there's a link down below. You can watch my value video like the one I talked here. It's one that I do. You can watch a value video. If you're just interested, click it, opt in, then click the book a call, fill out the survey, and then myself or one of my guys will get on, see if you're a good fit, because we don't let everybody in there just because culture is important and all that. But yeah, thank you guys. Like I said, once again, make sure to subscribe if you're new, like this video, comment other things that you want to see from the channel. It really helps me out. And this has been Elliot Drake. We'll talk soon. See ya.